Hey, Dan Passarelli here. Sort of an interesting day in the market today, and I've got some thoughts on a couple of things that I want to talk about. So, first, this morning, the market was up pretty good, really. It was up not quite 1%, but coming up close on it. It pulled back a bit towards the end of the day, but why was it up? It was up for a couple of reasons. I mean, first, we had PPI this morning. And it was just massively different than expectations. I mean, I've been looking at PPI figures for probably about 30 years. And man, they don't get it wrong by this amount that often. It's kind of weird, really. The month over month for August, PPI came in at minus 0.1%. versus an expected positive 0.3%. So a difference of 0.4%, which is a lot. Now, the inflation was negative in this reading. So that's not inflation, it's deflation, actually. Year over year came in 2.6% annual versus 3.3% expected, which is 0.7%. Now, that 2.6% is still not at the Fed's mandated target of 2%, but it's closer. On top of that, the Bureau of Labor Statistics revised their past data, eliminating what they said were, in the past, 911,000 jobs created. Well, that many wasn't created. 911,000 fewer jobs were created than were reported in the past. That's like almost a million. Man, I don't know. I don't remember seeing an adjustment like that either. And I don't know. It just makes me wonder. I know that there's been a couple of things in the news. One of the things has been that there are fewer government employees, and so it's harder to collect accurate data, and so the data becomes less reliable, and maybe we end up finding out about that in revisions. Maybe the PPI data isn't as reliable. It's very, very hard to say. Or maybe there is political pressure, and I mean, these numbers are definitely good for cutting interest rates. We've seen at the CME group, the Fed funds rate is now above a 90% chance of a 25 basis point cut next week. So all that really is interesting. And I wonder if the pullback here today is people fading the data, believing it not to be as reliable as expected. And boy, what a crazy market that would be if that expectation becomes the norm. So I don't want to say I think that's what it is. I'm just sort of musing a little bit here. Now, speaking of musing, I'm also musing today a little bit about artificial intelligence in a way that maybe I haven't in the past. So AI is a hard thing to put your finger on. It's a hard thing to really think, oh, well, it's this, and so this is what can happen in the future. The fact is, we don't really know. Oracle today is up 36%. It was up a lot more earlier, as a matter of fact. And man, I haven't really thought too much about Oracle lately. They haven't been registering on my radar, but they have a really, really big AI cloud service part of their business, so much so that it's just backlogged up the wazoo. I mean, they're just printing money. They had four deals over $1 billion that they signed recently. So I look at that, and I look at stocks like Nvidia that rose in sympathy with it, Palantir that rose in sympathy with it, CLS, CRDO, a lot of these AI companies that are up with it. And, you know, there's a saying in trading, don't fight the tape. I mean, you can't fight the tape. You can't say, well, geez, this doesn't make sense. I don't understand it, so it must not be true. If you have been trading or following markets for a long time, think back about the internet. And I know I'm dating myself a little bit here, but think about the internet when that came out. Think about when Google went public. There was some buzz about it, but if you didn't really fully get what the internet was, and back then, who really did? I mean, I think some people understood the data mining feature of it, but what it would become, I think a lot of people really missed out on that. I mean, I sure didn't load up on Google stock when it IPO'd and held it until now. I wish I did, but I didn't. I didn't as deeply understand all the implications of what Google could be. And that goes for electricity. And now I'm not dating myself. When Thomas Edison was walking the earth, I wasn't walking the earth too. But when electricity first came out, imagine being just a regular citizen thinking about that. Thomas Edison got this idea to wire. He ended up with alternating current. He wanted direct current first, but alternating current to houses. Now, this is before there were lamps and vacuums and microwave ovens and stuff, even light bulbs. We had electricity first, right? What am I going to do with electricity running to my house? Is it going to help my candles burn longer? Well, all those inventions to put use to electricity happened after electricity was invented and power plants were invented and able to send power to people's homes. All these other inventions, this microphone, computer, lights, paper shredder, more computers, all these inventions came out afterwards, and it really had to have taken a lot of foresight to understand what electricity could do. And the same with the internet. We were in Web 1 back when it first came out, and so many changes. Now you're trading on an online platform. People run Facebook ads, and that's now commonplace. It takes a lot of foresight and a lot of understanding that people really can't understand because you can't see the future in order to understand what these things can do. And I'm just wondering if that's where we are with artificial intelligence right now. I know for sure a lot of stocks are trading as if that's where we are right now with artificial intelligence. And so maybe, just maybe, there are things to come with it that we just can't see yet, but we can still get in ahead of the game on it. Those are my thoughts for today. I hope that helps. This is Dan Passarelli, Trade Smart.